Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is a new week, and that means we've got some new updates inbound for Black Ops 6 and Warzone. We surprisingly actually have a new content update coming pretty early on this week. We also have some recent updates that were announced via the devs over the course of the past few days. So quite a bit to break down here today. Want to start first with some brand new Call of Duty updates posts from Twitter, detailing some things that they are looking into or some things that they've recently updated. And they start first with a pretty important one that's been a big concern since the launch of season 3, although they only like half address this, right? So they say a new update for Black Ops 6 and Warzone. An issue that impacted matchmaking times for players with the on consoles only and off crossplay settings has been resolved. Players should be able to find matches with these settings on faster, but both settings will continue to impact overall matchmaking times as outlined in our season 3 patch notes. So essentially, if you were trying to play Warzone or Black Ops 6 with crossplay on with just console only, so it's just PlayStation and Xbox, no PC, or if you're on either of those consoles trying to play with no crossplay at all, the wait times were insane. So addressing this to this extent is solid. You'll actually be able to find matches in a reasonable amount of time with these turned on. However, there are still a lot of issues going on. Like I know with PlayStation 5 crossplay in specific, it doesn't seem to be fully functioning as intended really ever since the season 3 update dropped. They obviously made a lot of changes to it, implementing it and allowing it to be fully utilized across all consoles in various modes, so you didn't have to deal with PC if you didn't want to. And then that kind of broke with season 3, and they didn't really say anything at all about it until now, where we get this like partial update for it. So if you are someone who's looking to play with crossplay just on console or no crossplay whatsoever, we do have a slight update for this. Hopefully they continue to push for this to be fully available across the board, no questions asked, and the queue times are, still relatively good going forward. Obviously, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated if they do announce anything more or if anything changes with this. And of course, when anything gets updated or changed or announced when it comes to Call of Duty, this is the place to be to stay up to date. So while we're talking about it, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications to guarantee you are always in the know. And of course, if you enjoy this video as we go through all the updates and changes that have been revealed, a like rating is always seriously appreciated as well. Next up here, another update that's gone out, they say, for Black Ops 6 and Warzone. We have resolved an issue where a longer than intended notification was displayed when a player was kicked for an activity. Basically, this is a bit of a smaller one. If someone was kicked for being AFK in a match, down by the kill feed, it'd give the player name and say, hey, they were kicked for being inactive because there was no input detected on this player's account or something. It'd give you a whole rundown. It's like, I don't care. Just kick him from the match and let's move on, interrupting the kill feed. So small issue here, but that's been updated nonetheless. Now we also have to detail the Trello boards a little bit. We've seen some updates here, more so on the Warzone one than the global one here, but they have actually updated the multiplayer tab a little bit with this, saying that ranked play combat records were not accurately displaying seasonal data beforehand. Now a fix for that has been fully released. I'm not sure why they didn't move this over to the fix released tab and the resolve tab like some of these other things that we had fully updated with the season 3 patch, but yeah, that was a little bit buggy, it seemed like at the start there, but should be fully fixed now. And then on the Warzone Trello, we do have a few things here that have been updated as of late. They are still saying they have a fix scheduled for an issue that causes custom loadouts to reset after a match. So if you go through and you edit your loadout, you play a game, you go back to the menu, that loadout might be reset and you have to recreate it. So that one was listed as fix scheduled before season 3 reloaded, I believe, still listed as that. So not too sure what's going on with that. They still have some plating issues being listed here, obviously, with the whole thing where you can put on 4 plates if you're not using tempered. Sometimes you have an animation for 3 plates with tempered. Really annoying because it's basically just wasting your armor plates and making you do a longer animation. So I do hope they get that one sorted here soon. We of course talked about that one the other day. They still have listed the revive issue that, yes, is still going on all the way back from the start of the Black Ops 6 Warzone integration, but then a couple of new ones that were updated over the weekend. They say we are investigating an issue that sometimes causes revive times to take longer than intended. So right now, revives in Warzone are a gamble. At times, you can just straight up not even get to revive your teammate for whatever reason. It seems entirely random. And then at times, if you are able to revive them, it takes twice as long. Like, it's so weird. You obviously have things like Survivor where you can be revived faster. Well, now there's this bug where it might take twice, 3 times as long to revive a player, which obviously if you're in a sticky situation, end game, there's players pushing you, there's teams around you, that could quite literally cost you the match. So really frustrating one there, and it seems honestly pretty frequent. I've had it happen in my games quite a bit since the start of season 3 Reloaded. Then also they're investigating the issue causing operator voiceover to play without a cooldown. This happens like if you spam buy station pings for your squad, it'll just keep saying buy station ready or buy station active or whatever the case is, whatever the line is, and you can just spam it infinitely and it'll never cool down. So you control your teammates with that. I can't imagine they're gonna be very happy hearing the constant spam. They have also shifted a couple of things fully over to the Resolve tab. Some of this obviously from the season 3 Reloaded patch notes, like the airspace too crowded issue happening when you're ADSing a gun and not a streak. But then they do say that they have fully fixed contracts on Verdansk spawning in inaccessible areas now. Things like the supply runs not working correctly for your team getting the rewards, and then some of those loadout issues there where it would actually cause your game to freeze or you wouldn't be able to interact with anything. There wasn't fully direct mentions for all of this before, but they have been shifted over to that Resolve tab. So a couple of solid updates there. There's definitely more that probably should be listed on here with the various issues going on in game. Standard battle royale matches lagging out and disconnecting a ton, various other gameplay issues as well. Hopefully we'll get some more communication on this, and obviously as we do, I'll be sure to keep you guys in the know. Another new update that we got over the weekend is kind of interesting, as Modern Warfare 2, not the great one, but the 2022 version one, is now actually fully available on Xbox Game Pass. So this is something that we've sort of been monitoring for a while now. Obviously, a lot of the old Call of Duty games, basically every single previous Call of Duty game over the past few months, was added to PC Microsoft Store, presumably implying that all of these were going to be coming to Game Pass at some point. Currently, the only, or I guess before this update, the only Call of Duty games available on Game Pass were the current ones. Modern Warfare 3 when that released, and then obviously Black Ops 6 this year. So Modern Warfare 2022 is the first older Call of Duty now to hit Game Pass and be available there. Maybe this is the start of like the snowball effect where now we see the other ones drop in. We see Vanguard, Cold War, Modern Warfare 2019, maybe all the way back to the classics, MW2, MW3, Black Ops 2, etc. Which obviously would be really cool for some of those older games, as it'd probably cause a decent resurgence in the player base. It'd be fun to go and check those out with a healthy player base here in 2025 and beyond. But yeah, if you're interested in playing MW2 and you're a Game Pass subscriber, you can now do it free of charge, basically. Now, while those were all several updates and announcements that happened over the past few days, we also have a little bit to look out for this week as well. As I mentioned at the start of the video, we do have a confirmed content update happening actually tomorrow, surprisingly enough. Typically we don't see updates on Tuesdays, but we do know we have our second new event for season 3 Reloaded going live on May 6th. So with this is going to be the Blaze of Glory event, available in multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone, and it's going to last all the way until the 15th, just like the current High Trip event will as well. Then beyond the 15th, things will be a little bit interesting, as it's just the Call of Duty Endowment event and we don't really know much beyond that. But with this event, it'll be a little bit different from the High Trip one. This one's going to be more intentional with its challenges and its rewards and whatnot. So they say collect Blaze Bucks dropped by eliminated enemies and found in supply caches in Warzone. So this is going to be another collection event similar to like the Archies or the DNA stuff that we've had before, right? So when you take out players or you open chests, the Blaze Bucks are going to drop in game. You pick those up, you save them, you can then redeem your bucks for rewards, including the brand new Vendetta perk in multiplayer, the Frost Blast shield upgrade in zombies, and the highly decorated weapon camo with an additional variant for Black Cell owners. So within this event, we are finally going to see our first Black Ops 6 event camo. There have been some leaks on it. It's just like a 420 animated camo, and if you own Black Cell, it changes it to the Black Cell colors as well. So there'll be a couple of versions of that, but we've been asking for camos in events since the start of Black Ops 6. We are finally seeing one here, which is cool. Obviously it's going to be subjective as to whether or not you think the camo looks good or not, but hopefully this is also the start of a trend where the future event updates also feature these camos and these more valuable rewards rather than just the random filler stuff that we've had for some time now. But yeah, new event dropping on May 6th. And that being said, that's going to wrap things up for this one. That's what to look out for this upcoming week, and then also several new things the devs have announced and revealed as of late. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, you want to guarantee that each and every day you're in the know for everything going on in COD, this is the place to be. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.